This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
I want to add some context. Of course, Flair was talking a little trash there. The idea is the Great American Bash that everybody's been plugging on TV is Luger versus Flair. So that's the reason Luger's out of Horseman duty. And now, of course, the Horsemen are trying to weaken him up before the show. But let's look at the ending of your match with Sting and Dusty. Again, this is Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard taking on Dusty Rhodes and Sting from June 8th, 1988, Clash of the Champions from Miami. Just to add some context, it's going to go to a double DQ after 11 minutes. The referee, Teddy Long, was pushed around by both teams. Wyndham and Flair are going to get involved. The Horsemen are going to leave the show looking as powerful as ever. Meltzer gives it 3 1/4 stars. And I just want to play just a little bit here to wrap us up here. Here we go. June 8th, Clash of the Champions 2, 1988.
You know, Rhodes realizes the Horseman may be out of the keep this. Double team. Tully Blanchard quickly in. Tully saw it coming. And now we got all 4 men in. There goes the referee. Sting is swung in the side. They're on the floor. They're in the ring. Blanchard fighting with Sting. Anderson with Rhodes. You can throw the rule book out here now. It's an all-out war. Top of the head. Outside of the ring, it's Sting and Tully Blanchard inside. There's the barometer. Here comes Barry Windham. He's got that glove on that right hand too, Tony. He's going to take him right on out of the locked in tight. They're going back away from the ring. Sting getting triple team here in the ring. I said the Horsemen will come. The Horsemen. Right back. There's no control of the Horsemen. We said so many times they have dominated professional wrestling, and they are showing it right here tonight. The Horsemen are saying wrestling revolves around them, and it all revolves around the Horsemen. Again, they're proving it. It's been their night as they swing Sting over the top rope.
So, man, what a hot finish. Barry Windham comes in. He's got that glove on, slaps the claw on. This is a big match on primetime national television. This is the finish, a big hot finish. You got 2,400 fans there. It does a 4.8 rating on TV. This is got to be feeling like, hey man, we're on the right track, right?
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things that are kind of underneath the surface that if you know, if you don't, Dusty Rhodes was as big a star in Florida as there's ever been. And it just seems like, you know, if you put Sting with him, Sting's going to get a huge rub because Dusty was in Florida all those years and he was just legendary. I would say he was hotter in Florida than any place else on earth. And it just helped for the excitement. The fans loved him. They'd grown up on him. Generations of fans had grown up on him. And it was just one of those things that anytime you were his partner, it gave you a special rub. And, you know, it just felt like, okay, we got away with it tonight. We went off the air at 4.8. That's a bunch of households.
It is. Just by comparison, though, because listen, creatively, this feels really, really strong. But as far as the business goes, your prior crowd in Miami, which was a month prior, May 10th, you had more fans there, 2,943. Your prior Clash, which again was a different animal, it was the first time you'd have done it. So, and it was Sting and Flair. I get it. That did a 5.8 rating. So we're down a whole point on TV. We're down a few hundred tickets in the scheme of things, not a big deal. But I only bring that up because this is a 6,000 seat arena. As we said, AEW runs it to this day, but there's only 2,400 there. Is this mixed emotions where it feels like, hey man, we're hitting our stride creatively and this is good stuff. Unfortunately, the fans maybe aren't with it.
What day of the month?
The 8th
of
June.
You know what happens right at that particular time? And we make excuses a lot of times. And the answer is sometimes they just didn't want to see it. That's why they weren't there. June 8th is whenever all the kids are getting out of school.
Yeah, that's accurate. Going
on vacation. And this is one of those things that's like the first weekend of September. You always realize we're not going to do much business these first couple of weeks of September because, you know, parents have got to make a decision. Do we go to wrestling matches or we buy school clothes?
That's right.
And that's a very real thing. Same thing with the first week in June. People are going on family vacations and all that. Wrestling seems to have always notoriously taken a slight dip. Now, it just so happens that Florida's a vacation
hub.
Hub. That's exactly right, especially Miami.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, that could have been one of the reasons. And who knows? You know, the fact is, it looked good on TV. What we did and put on TV, the content was good. And, you know, it'll take you a month to know if your dividends paid off, but we'll see.
I want to take a time out right here and sidebar and just get your opinion about something, Arn, because it feels as if there's been some discussion over the years from guys like Ole Anderson who would say things like, you know, you can only do so much and then you've seen it all. And once upon a time, TV was really just designed to help sell tickets to the live event. So you didn't see a lot of clean finishes if you saw, you know, top stars with each other. But more importantly, you usually just saw promos talking about what I'm going to do with the live event this weekend and what have you. And then our stars working with enhancement talent. But here we're giving away really what would normally happen at a live event on free TV. Do you think that hurts? I mean, because the idea is, yeah, I could go down and buy a ticket and see it, or I could just sit at home and watch for free.
Well, let's say you took that same match and a week later you put it in a house show. If I had just watched it on television, that might, you know, sway me one way or the other. If I'm going to spend a couple, $300 and take wife and the kids or 3 or 4 of my buddies or whatever the deal is going to be and go to that show a week later and see exactly what I saw on television. So I think there's extenuating circumstances. You could go either way with it, I think.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.